Metal Mike coming at you. It is December 7th, 2012. I am out. Yesterday, of course, if you've seen any of my videos, I showed you where I got into that estate clean out where I did that old house. So this morning, I just kind of wanted to go over a few of the things that either I got on that video for you, but just weren't clear enough for you to see, and just a better detailed video for you of the items that I was able to get out of that house. Now remember, I was basically driving around over in St. Paul where I'd grown up, and that's how it gets back to sticking to the area that you know very well. Where are you from? You know, your area. Where did you grow up? You know these areas, and they're fun to drive around because you know them like the back of your hand. So, we stumbled across a house where there were about 3 gentlemen that were cleaning out the garage. I seen them loading up the truck. There was a realtor sign in the front yard with a sold on top, so you just, obviously, you do the simple math. This house is sold. They're emptying it. So I pulled up alongside the road. I did nothing more than roll down the van window, and I said, hey, I said, is there any stuff that I can take a look at that maybe I can haul away? They said, sure, come on in. So we got in the house. We got a thumbs up permission from them to look around to see if there was anything we could buy or haul away for free. Now, heck, I didn't have much money on me yesterday. I had $23 as stated in all the videos yesterday. So I'm just touching on these for you. But I got all these items for $23. I made a pile. Loaded up near the van, basically. And now remember, most of this stuff they would have just thrown it out. Some of it won't make it into this video, but there are some pieces that I didn't show yesterday. So just more detail. Now obviously this is the old chair that I had shown in the video. Nothing spectacular, but a very well made one, and a very early one. You can see these decals that were so popular in the 1940s, 30s to apply. Overall, a couple of brakes. But really a solid older chair in this style, which I don't know the proper name for it, but you see a lot of these, and a lot of them are not that old. This one is. Here's a really great piece. This is an edger. Now, I've never seen one like this before. I'm 45 years old. I've seen a lot of old edgers. This one is called Planet Junior. And look at the blade on there. But heck, it's almost like a weapon wielding. See that spins there? You could sharpen that thing up, I guess, razor sharp, and you've got if it was the maybe 1700s, you'd have a hell of a combat weapon. Maybe even in today's street fighting over in the war there, they could use something like that. Here is that, what is it called, an atomizer? That might be the proper word for it. I'm not too sure, but I believe that top piece is all brass or copper, and it's got the great old glass jar. Now, someone will clean that up or just leave it dirty like that, and you put it on the shelf. It's just a great industrial, collectible, just an odd, unique piece. Fun. Guys, collectors, obviously, of old garage stuff, they love this stuff on the shelf. You clean this up slightly, and it's still totally usable. Now, this piece here, I've sold a few of them in my time. They never bring a lot of money, maybe between $20, $25, $35. I don't know what they're called. I forget. But this one looks to be a pretty decent quality one. As you can see, the tuners. That's usually how you can tell quality on an item. The tuners are real nice, for its day anyway. It's almost like a kit piece. I don't know what European country that's from or where it originated, but original piece. Now here's that folk art piece that I described, sewing box. I really love this. This is small. As you can see my hand next to it to give you an idea of the size. This is all handmade. All these pieces are cut. Specifically made by somebody. I haven't looked to see if it's marked yet anywhere on it, but there's no breaks on it, just wear and patina. Got these nice little flowers, these ornate that were painted on the edges. I love it. This was found in that house. A couple old sewing remnants. It's always fun if you can find a date on these pieces. Most of the time they will write their name on them somewhere and to what year they made it. I look it over more hardcore. This one doesn't look to have one, but still a fun piece for any folk art collector. And also, that's a good thing to touch on for your family. If you have some pieces that your family made, your grandfather, your mother, so be it, whatever it is, always mark it in pencil and on who made it, what year, and just put it on there, because even though it might not stay in your family, then if it gets passed on to a collector, there's a little history to it, and people love that. Now here's these old crates. These are crazy. Now I got these at the last moment. I was basically done loading up, and these were in an old workbench. And they said, do you want these crates? And I kind of snubbed them at first, but then I realized what I was looking at, and I was looking at money. These are just old apple crates that have been fashioned. You can see the remnants of the printing on there, fashioned into basically a bolt holder, bin holder. There's 2 of them. Now they're not so cool from the front. This was another little tin can that I got in there. It's got some nails in it, but real clean, nice paint. Of course it has the American Indian on it. People love that who collect that stuff. Let's see if I can hop up here and get you a shot of these things from the rear, because that's what kind of, you can really see how cool these are. You see, look at that. It's just all forged from old apple crates. And look at this one here. You can see all the cheese boxes. Those are those smaller drawers. And then some type of Carter's paste. I don't know what that is, but great, great little folk art slash junk. Rustic, you name it. Let's see if we can get down from here without falling now. That's going to be my mission, guys. All right. And here's another great piece. Now, I was on the fence about this one. I thought about it all weekend. I had done an estate clean out last week, if you had seen my videos posted last week. I think I can't remember what I pulled out of there, but when I was there, I noticed they had this great old Tempest machine from the 1980s by Atari. It doesn't work, but the graphics are decent. Pretty tattered there on the bottom. But right in here, look at this. You gotta frickin' love it. So, I asked them what was their bottom dollar on it. They said 50 bucks. I lowballed them really at 25 because I knew the hell it would be to move it. Notice it's got 2 wheels on there like a little dolly, so it was somewhat easy to move. But man, it was a beast. It doesn't power up. It does nothing. But I figured in parts and parts alone, the booklets, these circuit boards, there's parts. If you're a guy that's in the video arcade, you're basically going to strip this thing down, trash what is unusable. These pieces are like a laminate, so they may be usable if they cut and clean up the edges on it. Of course, through the front, coin mechanism, all these tags. I do have the front plate that goes over here. I've got it tucked though because the guy's supposed to pick it up today. So, I really wasn't interested in it because number one, it's huge. It doesn't work. I didn't know where I would store it, but I figured I could flip it. And that's exactly what I did. I put it on Craigslist, 200 bucks. A guy bid on it. He's coming here to pick it up at 9 a.m. any minute, so I've got it ready to go. So that's another fun piece. Now, at that house then, when I went back and I got this, which I almost, after I loaded it up and wrestled it into the van, was like, oh, the heck with it. And I almost unloaded it because I was so pissed. I didn't think I could move it, and I don't want to be storing stuff this large. But I did get lucky, and I flipped it. And if that guy backs out, well, then we'll have to restart it. Now, here's another old desk. Now, sadly, I don't have it set up. I will set this up in the coming days here for you to see. It's from Fort Snelling. It's marked Fort Snelling. It's in one of my other videos. And if I zoom in here, maybe you can just see that. It looks like when the guy got it and bought it and picked it up from Fort Snelling, family piece. He marked it in pencil, and it was 1941, so prior to World War II, America entering the war anyway. It's marked, it's got a stamp, 3rd Infantry on it. That's another great, that ties it into being exactly what it said it is, because a lot of people will say that, oh, this is from here. It never really is. But when we went back, got a bunch of old shitty albums, but there was one real nice, very early Beatles Abbey Road on it, some Boston. Not the best condition, Deep Purple, etc. But I can sell those at the flea market. Get a couple bucks a piece on them. It's bitter cold today, by the way. Here's a great piece, too, when I clean it up. It's a 45 holder. Doesn't look like much right now, but when I clean this all off here, and I got a big, this thing is full of 45s as well, which I got some Beatles ones. Got this old sign here from Coca-Cola. It's obviously not that old, I don't think. It looks kind of modern, and well, not kind of. You can see right there by this piece in the back here. This is modern, but maybe if I'm lucky, it's from the 1980s or something, so someone would want it. But whatever the case, it's worth a couple bucks, right? Those are the pieces I got. Oh, a couple more I wanted to get. This is a great hat right here. It's marked Canada, so it might be a military hat or an official hat of some kind. But here's what's great. Either that or it's just a real well-made hunting. Buffalo Cap Company, winter, 1954, Cold War era. The ear flap downs. I found this in that house yesterday with the $23 call. This is a great piece. You gotta love it. And then I got these Air Force pants for flight, pilot's pants. This one is marked Hilda and got a great Air Force tag on it. Anyone out there know what year these are dated from? They look pretty new to me, so I'm going to guess 1950s, 60s, maybe 70s. Who knows? If they're earlier, guys, let me know. And here's another pair of pants here, flight pants, but these are kind of cool. They're marked, anyone got any clue on these either? Chemical suit protective. These are quite worn, but there's no holes in them, and they're great eBay pieces. Those came out of that house yesterday. Another great little piece. Thinking outside the box. This is just simply architectural. It's an old water faucet, water heater, but it's great. It's not stripped out in the center. So someone that's got an old house that is looking for that look, cast iron, you can get a few bucks for that. We'll see what it brings on eBay all by itself. Here's that great little vise we got, number 25. Let's see who made it. Maybe it'll be marked. Littlestown, New York, USA. It's an old one, there's no doubt. It shows all that great wear that the guys look for that collect. It's small, so it's bench top, anyone can use it. That's a good piece. That came out of that house yesterday. Here are those arrows. Who knows if they're the proper ones that are in here. They look like, they're all aluminum, but the points on them are brutal. So those are good. Here's that sewing box I didn't give a real good shot on. This is nothing more than an old underneath a sewing machine. These would strap up. Put your old buttons, needles, thread in here. But this one's kind of cool because it's got this curved back. Usually they don't. They're usually flat. Then this old thing, they were using it for a cigarette can. It's an old one. Look at that spout on there. So we knocked all the cigarettes out of it. We can sell that at the flea market. And then this, I don't know. I threw it in. You know, maybe I'll get a buck for it at the flea market. Good stuff, fun stuff. Metal Mike, always hunting, always picking. There's a little better detailed shot for you, the things that I brought in this past week. Get out there, get hunting, find it, sell it, trade it, find more, sell it, trade it. Keep doing that and you'll build your inventory up and you can retire with a beautiful store full of antiques and collectibles. Right? Isn't that what we want? We're going to get it. Metal Mike.